What if everything we know is just a dream? What if the reality we experience every day, the tangible world we interact with, is nothing more than an elaborate illusion? This idea might seem far-fetched, but it's a question that has intrigued thinkers for millennia. It sounds like the plot of a science fiction film, doesn't it? A world where everything we see, touch and feel is part of a grand illusion, a dream from which we might one day awaken. But this concept isn't confined to the realms of fiction. But what if our universe is just a figment of a vast cosmic imagination? What if the stars, the galaxies, and even the very fabric of space-time are all part of a dreamlike construct? This notion challenges our deepest assumptions about reality. This might seem like a bizarre thought, yet it's a question that has captivated philosophers and physicists for centuries. From the ancient Greeks to modern-day scientists, the idea that our universe might be an illusion has been a topic of serious contemplation. Imagine for just a moment that the world outside our minds, the world we perceive with our senses, isn't quite as real as we believe it to be. What if our perceptions are merely shadows on the wall of a much larger, more complex reality? It's a mind-boggling concept, challenging the very foundation of our understanding of existence. If our universe is a dream, then what is the nature of the dreamer? And what happens when the dreamer awakens? This isn't just a philosophical thought experiment. The idea that our universe might be an illusion has real implications for our understanding of physics and the nature of reality itself. Modern physics, with its exploration of quantum mechanics and the nature of reality, often throws up ideas that seem stranger than fiction. Concepts like superposition, entanglement, and the multiverse suggest that reality is far more complex than we can imagine. Could it be that our universe, with its stars and galaxies, its laws of physics and the passage of time, is nothing more than a dream? If so, what does that mean for our place in the cosmos? Are we mere figments of a larger consciousness? Or do we have a role to play in this grand illusion? Let's delve into this mind-bending theory and explore the possibility that we are living in a universe built on dreams. By examining the latest scientific discoveries and philosophical insights, we can begin to unravel the mysteries of our existence and perhaps, just perhaps, catch a glimpse of the true nature of reality. We all know the feeling of waking from a vivid dream, our minds still caught between sleep's illusions and the waking world. In those first few moments, reality and fantasy intermingle, creating a tapestry of experiences that feel both real and surreal. The boundaries between what we know to be true and what we imagine blur, leaving us in a state of wonder and confusion. For a few fleeting moments, the dream feels real. The emotions, the sensations, the vivid imagery, all of it lingers as if it were a tangible part of our waking life. We might even find ourselves questioning the events of the dream, pondering their significance and meaning. We question which experience is true. Is it the dream that felt so lifelike, or the reality we return to upon waking? This moment of uncertainty can be both unsettling and enlightening, prompting us to reflect on the nature of our existence and the reliability of our perceptions. This blurring of boundaries between dreams and reality hints at a fundamental question. What is the nature of reality itself? Are our waking experiences any more valid than the dreams we conjure in our sleep? These questions have puzzled philosophers, scientists, and thinkers for centuries. How do we know what is real? Our senses, while seemingly reliable, can be tricked. The texture of the tree bark under our fingers, the sight of a distant mountain range. These experiences feel real, but are they truly reflective of an objective reality? Our senses, while seemingly reliable, can be tricked. Optical illusions, hallucinations, and even simple magic tricks demonstrate that our perception of reality is not always accurate. The eyes that see the sunlight, the reflection in the stream, these can all be manipulated, leading us to question the authenticity of our experiences. Optical illusions, hallucinations, and even simple magic tricks demonstrate that our perception of reality is not always accurate. The magician's sleight of hand, the ephemeral beauty of a rainbow, these are reminders that what we see is not always what is. If our senses are fallible, what other guarantees of reality do we have? The solidity of the tree, the vastness of the night sky. These are anchors in our perception, yet they too can be questioned. Are they merely constructs of our mind, or do they exist independently of our awareness? This is where the idea of the universe as a dream starts to gain traction. If our perception of reality is constructed within our minds, who's to say that this construction is based on something concrete and external? The stars above, the grass beneath, are they part of a grand illusion, a dream we all share? If our perception of reality is constructed within our minds, who's to say that this construction is based on something concrete and external? The meditative state on the hilltop, the dreamlike forest walk, these experiences challenge us to reconsider the nature of our existence. Perhaps, in the end, the line between dreams and reality is not as clear-cut as we once believed. Now, let's step out of the world of dreams and into the realm of science. One particularly fascinating theory that aligns with the idea of a dreamlike universe is the holographic principle. Proposed by physicist Leonard Susskind, this theory suggests that our three-dimensional universe is actually a projection of information encoded on a distant two-dimensional surface. Imagine a hologram, a flat surface that projects a three-dimensional image. The holographic principle proposes a similar concept for our universe. If our universe is a hologram, it means that our perception of depth and volume is an illusion. Everything we see, touch, and experience could be information projected from a distant, unseen boundary. This concept, while mind-bending, finds some support in the study of black holes and their information paradox. Section 4. Quantum Quirks and the Fabric of Reality. Venturing further down the rabbit hole of modern physics, we encounter the strange world of quantum mechanics. This is a realm where the rules of classical physics no longer apply, and the behavior of particles defies our everyday experiences. Imagine a world where particles can be in multiple places at once, where they can communicate instantaneously across vast distances, and where the act of observing something can change its very nature. This branch of physics deals with the very small, the realm of atoms and subatomic particles. At this scale, particles like electrons and photons exhibit behaviors that are completely alien to our macroscopic world. They can exist in a state of superposition, where they are in multiple states at once, and they can become entangled, meaning the state of one particle is directly connected to the state of another, no matter the distance between them, and it's here that our everyday understanding of reality truly begins to unravel. The deterministic universe of Newtonian physics gives way to a probabilistic one, where certainty is replaced by uncertainty. The famous Heisenberg uncertainty principle tells us that we cannot simultaneously know the exact position and momentum of a particle. The more precisely we know one, the less precisely we can know the other. One of the most bizarre aspects of quantum mechanics is the idea of superposition. This principle suggests that particles can exist in multiple states at once until they are observed. For example, an electron can be in multiple places at the same time, and only when we measure its position does it choose a specific location. This principle is famously illustrated by Schrödinger's cat, a thought experiment where a cat in a box is simultaneously alive and dead until someone opens the box and observes it. This paradox highlights the strangeness of quantum mechanics and challenges our classical intuitions about reality. Before observation, a particle doesn't have a definite location. It exists as a probability wave, a smear of potential across all possibilities. This wave function describes all the possible states a particle can be in, and only when we observe the particle does the wave function collapse into a single state. This implies that the act of observation somehow influences the state of reality. The observer effect suggests that the mere act of measuring or observing a particle can change its state. This raises profound questions about the nature of reality and the role of consciousness in shaping it. Does this mean that reality, at its most fundamental level, is dependent on an observer? If so, what does this say about the nature of existence and our place in the universe? Are we mere passive observers, or do we play an active role in creating the reality we experience? This concept, while still debated by physicists, lends credence to the idea that our minds might play a more significant role in shaping reality than we realize. It suggests that consciousness and the physical world are deeply intertwined, and that understanding one may require us to understand the other. As we continue to explore the quantum realm, we may uncover even more profound insights into the nature of reality and our place within it. Section 5. Ancient Echoes. Philosophy's Take on Perception. The idea of a dreamlike universe isn't new. Philosophers have grappled with the nature of reality and perception for centuries. Plato, in his allegory of the cave, described a group of people who have lived chained in a cave their entire lives. They mistake shadows projected on the cave wall for reality, unaware of the true world that exists outside. Plato's allegory highlights the limitations of our senses and the difficulty in discerning true reality. Similarly, Eastern philosophies like Hinduism and Buddhism have long explored the concept of Maya, the illusion of the material world. These ancient philosophies, while predating modern physics, resonate with the idea that our perceived reality might be a veil obscuring a deeper, more fundamental truth.